Oh my God.
I love it.
That was so fucking good.
Yeah.
It was really lovely.
I really, you know what that was, and I'm gonna say it, and want to say it at the count of three. It was very reminiscent of 1, 2, 3.
ELO.
Yep. Hey, don't. We had something.
We totally did,
We
Elliot.
totally did. And
Do it again.
1, 2,
Well, it's not as organic.
Electric
ELO.
Light Opera.
Orchestra.
Orchestra.
Who brought a goddamn fly in here?
I'm sorry I wasn't born in the 1960s like you guys were. Welcome to the Valleycast, everybody. My
Well,
name
it
is
certainly
Elliot.
shows on your face.
And, well, yeah, you're not wrong. And this is the podcast where we all get together and we talk about things, and it's really fun.
Like a
we
fucking
are
45-year-old.
we're part of...
Honestly, can't tell how old you are.
We're
You fucking enigma.
That's 3. You only get $5.
We're
per
part
podcast.
of we're part of a comedy group called the Valley Folk, which is
Ooh.
a crowdfunded comedy production company. And if you'd like to be a part of that insanity, you can go to www.patreon.com/thevalleyfolk. Patrons get access early to the podcast.
True.
We're also working on a whole new slate of things and redoing our tiers, so it's going to be a fresh, wondrous time over there. And to prove that, we're going to start with a little bit of a shout out, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh, I love it. I love a shout
For
out.
Right
those
off
of
the
you,
top, huh?
Yeah, right out of the top.
Yeah. Okay.
Because my fear is, we can go into this, but she messaged a while back, and we sometimes we have so much fun on this podcast that sometimes we get distracted. So anyway, let's just go ahead and
not
talk
wrong.
about. I'm not wrong. So let's talk about O'Neill, guys. This is a patron. Our $100 and up tier folks get shout outs because that helps us so much. And so here's the deal. All right, O'Neill and her friends have started a podcast called the You Might Be Wondering How We Got Here podcast, all right? And it's a newish Dungeons & Dragons podcast
fun.
that's trying to get its footing. Now, me personally, I'm not into Dungeons & Dragons. I'll say this, though. Always been intrigued by it. I wasn't allowed to play it as a child because I was told it was demonic and I would go to hell.
me
Yeah.
too.
So anyway, that's go check them out. I assume you'll like them because they have similar sensibilities to you if you're listening to this. And the podcast is on iTunes, Google Play, and can also be found at oneioyyhub.com/podcasts. And we're working to get it on Spotify. Who isn't? O'Neill, we totally get it. And they're all at Boston University, which I've been at before, and it's a lovely place. And they're just students who like to nerd out and crack jokes. So go make some friends if you guys are interested in that.
Okay, so before we were interrupted by Elliot and that amazing patron
Yes.
who donated, thank you so much for that. I
Yes,
just
thank
wanted to not jump away from
No,
the
please,
majesty
you
that
have
was
to-
the intro song
Just
to the podcast.
Yeah.
Play
It was
the
amazing.
first 4 seconds of it again, just
Okay.
for me, because I need it.
All right.
I truly
It's nice.
love that. And that's the first time and only time I'll say truly. I can't keep that up. I love it. All right, you're good. That's good. That's good.
No, I'm going to play the whole thing.
God dang it.
Elliot Morgan.
Love it.
Can I just say, first of all, this is my topic now. This intro is my topic.
Oh, it's calling an audible, huh?
I didn't have a topic anyway.
What?
So, fucking VR is cool, isn't it? That was my topic.
love
this.
that.
So I just want to say this. First of all, this user's name. The username is Axel Demon Viking on
Yes.
SoundCloud.
Yes.
Sounds very
Axel.
similar to your new character.
I know,
Yeah.
it does.
Demon Blood or what was it?
It was a Hacksaw Demon Blood.
Hacksaw Demon Blood.
Yeah.
Axel Demon Viking is the
Nice.
name of this artist who posted a cool Valley Folk intro with a
Yeah.
question mark. Absolutely, more than cool.
Really loved
was
it.
super-
And,
every morning, pretty much every morning, Dylan and I listen to an ELO album, because it's very nice and it's nice a way to wake up because it's beautiful and it really does. It gives me ELO vibes so hard and it makes my heart so happy.
Yeah, I think it's a vocoder or something.
Vocoder, and it's also the trumpet is a big one.
Yeah, the trump. Well,
I mean-
the vocoder is what makes it sound
The-
really ELO. I feel like.
yeah,
and
for
then
sure.
and then definitely the instrumentation, the brass.
Yes.
Now, what I want to talk about with this specific track in
Oh, he's
general
getting
is
into
no,
it.
I really want to get into this.
Let's
like,
dive in.
The you can hear the trumpet keys
Yes.
in the beginning,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
probably the coolest
Yeah.
fucking thing about this to me. Well, maybe not, but one of the coolest fucking things about this track to me because it's truly like you can tell the difference right away that
Yes,
there's like
it's not
no
a-
electronic
Yeah.
sounds in there. And I always appreciate that, which is not to say that anybody that wants to submit electronic music is going to be shamed or whatever, because all I do is make electronic music whenever I make like a track or a, there's definitely a little bit of acoustic guitar in there, but the rest of it's like electronic drums and synth. And
the complexity of the intro, I don't think necessarily correlates to the overall quality, because we've had ones that are like insane and short.
yeah,
and
absolutely.
not
And
useful at
so,
all.
right. And not to poo-poo on those amazing tracks, but this track is just, it stands out to me personally because you can just tell that the instruments are like organic sounds
I
here.
love it.
So thank you.
I even think the
Demon.
drums might be live. You correct me if I'm wrong, Axel Demon Viking.
Please do Axel Demon Viking.
But yeah, what a super rad piece of music. So how about this transitions into the
love
topic,
this.
which is electronic music versus like live band versus like have you guys ever been to?
yeah.
I went to Chris Hardwick, rest in peace. I went to his, I went to his music festival.
That was a loaded aside.
It was a loaded aside.
I mean, whatever. Whether he did whatever
Sure.
he did is a thing,
It's
but I'm
fine.
sure he's
You're
a piece
good.
of shit.
That's
which is
not your
something,
topic.
So, yeah.
Your
That's not
topic
Your
is-
topic is.
But yeah, I went to his festival and he there was an EDM like tent or
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
and I went and I was like, this is really good, and like I'm not gonna shit on EDM at all because I'm like, music is music and melodies and all that stuff. It all makes people feel good whether they're sober or on drugs or whatever, and there's a different effect for both. But that's not the point. I tangentially.
Sure.
So I enjoyed the music, but then I was like, I started to like ask people questions about EDM because I didn't really know anything about it, and there were people sitting around, and one of my friends knew a lot about it, and I was like, explain to me, what is the guy behind the giant box over there
Sure.
doing right now?
Yeah.
And like, because it sounds like he just hit play on his iPod or his Mac, and then that's the track that he made 3 days ago, and it took him 2 hours to
Yeah.
make it or whatever, and now
Which
he's
is
just
the
playing it
case-
and dancing
It
up
is
there.
the case sometimes. Yeah.
It is the case sometimes. I mean, a lot of like, I guess they're saying like if you're a good DJ or VJ or whatever. No, DJ. VJ is the radio one, I guess. Voice jockey. I think that's what
Video.
it goes.
Isn't that was
Videos
video?
are- I think it's both.
You're right. I think you're right. But anyway, but yeah, they say like good DJs will like do everything live, including like bring in the
they'll
tracks
have,
and
like,
they'll
a
have
weird,
records
like,
playing.
memory
and-
of like 400 sounds.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
That sound good and yeah.
But that's not to say that like it's not a good DJ if you're hitting play over here or whatever. It's just that, and plus it's like their music still that they're just playing. So it started to make me think about like, well, this is definitely a different type of music. But then I saw like TV on the radio and
Yeah.
like Weezer, and then I saw ELO at the Bowl with like a full orchestra playing behind them, like the
Yeah.
way ELO is meant to be heard.
It's game changing.
And it's just like, fuck, man, this is like, there's no contest to me.
Well, they always do like strings, synth and strings real. It's like, I don't know, there's a whole string theory of like we're all made of strings, and so the reason why music can move you so deeply is because it's literally like resonating to your absolute
Oh, I
core.
absolutely disagree with that. No, I'm just kidding.
So, like, could you imagine if you had like a
I'm
real-
actually glad you brought that up because
Because
I hate that idea.
100% disagree.
such a vehement no but no, so I mean I don't know, like there's like there's videos of babies crying when you play violin, and it's like me, and how it moves you, and I think it's so true. Like
They could be crying because
synth
they're hungry.
also, yeah, I mean that's because they're babies,
Or they have
But-
poo-poo.
because they're babies,
They have poo-poo, the
'Cause-
baby.
they're babies.
Baby?
But no, it's like that. It's
Yeah.
that weird thing of like what strings actually does to you. Of like, like it hits that wave. Of
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's a real thing.
And like, sure, I mean, and again, like I poo-poo a lot on like digital music and like vocal filters
but
and
it's
like
also-
auto-tune and things like that. But it's like, whatever. Again, music is music is music. I just personally was moved more
and I
by
think
like
here's
full
why.
orchestra with a band and everything.
I
yeah.
think here's my hiccup with it. I'm not going to speak for you. Here's my hiccup with it. My brother Jacob Newton is in a band. Sleeping
Name
Wolf.
drop.
I know it is a name.
Just
drop.
fucking drop a
Sleeping-
bomb, Lee.
Just listen, Sleeping Wolf is his band. It's very good. But
They just released a new single.
they did just release a new single. Good job, Elliot
I
Morgan.
follow them on Instagram.
God, why don't you pull their gold records out of your mouth before you keep going on about it?
It was. It got there.
I think I stopped you. I saw you stop caring about what you were saying halfway through. Chip, something.
Yeah.
No, but he's a very specific person in the sense that like he is incredible. He can pull any instrument out of thin air and just learn how to play it immediately. He's just very talented in that way. And for me,
let's see what he can do with those flutes I bought in
honestly,
Idlewild.
you should probably try and give it to him because he might be able to.
Yeah.
But my difficulty with it is I grew up in a musical household. I grew up with like my party trick is that I can literally add a harmony immediately to something.
Right.
But it's my struggle is that like by condensing it all into computer programming and to doing all that, I feel like you're losing the talent, the musicianship, the like person. I know this guy John that learned how to play the trumpet. He was an amazing trumpet person. That immediately took me to like trumpet playing and how amazing it adds different things. And I feel like in a weird way, and look, I understand there's two different schools of thoughts, but for me, I sit there and I go, well, like, where's the talent anymore? Where's the like needing to learn an instrument? Like before it would be like, yeah, he, what's his name from The Who was like, yeah, I picked up the guitar because I needed to do this for the band. Like, it's like certain things like that kind of frustrate me when you can condense it all into computer programming and all that. I feel like we kind of lose a little bit of that like musicianship and the art form of it a little bit.
I have a comment here.
Go ahead, buddy.
Unless you have something you want to.
No, I mean, I was gonna go on kind of about my feelings there, but I'd love to hear your thoughts here, Elliot. You haven't gone to say anything about it yet.
Could be totally incorrect, but I think there's like, or it's not even any statement. I'm not making an assertion, but there's an interesting like through line that happens with these conversations regarding music, where it's like, well, like you said, Steve, you were like, this sounds like somebody made it 3 days ago, and there's no way of knowing. And then like you're talking about like picking up, and you go, and it's interesting that like we do. And I don't know that this is a bad thing or that it's not even true, but like the idea that music has to be attached to like all this work that goes into it. It's like, for example, like the movie Cabin in the Woods was supposedly Joss Whedon wrote it in like 24 hours or something like that.
Drew Goddard.
Drew
my
Goddard
favorite
and
YouTuber. Joss Whedon sat together and did it. They wrote it together.
Drew, my favorite. He does great React videos. But So, but I think it's interesting. Like, if you get with take a computer program and you make something, it gets into like the difference between whether it's talent or whether you're like attuned to some, like you're talking about the strings or the vibrations, the thing that's like within you. And I think that is not necessarily. You don't need to have that to have. Or you can have that without talent and still make good.
Good
and I'm not saying they're not talented. I don't know, but I'm just saying that the amount of
that's
time.
That's not even a question. Like, there's Post Malone songs that I'm like, dude, catchy as shit. I love it. I know it was made from like mostly computer in that. But then you go to a John Bryan concert, and I am like truly shook and moved because
is Post Malone a surgical procedure?
It sounds like it now, doesn't it? It really does.
Yeah.
It does.
Well, she came out and now she's Post Malone.
Oh my God, did you hear about Debbie?
What happened to Debbie?
Oh no, she's Post Malone.
She is?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm happy for her. If that's who she wants to be.
No, I don't think so. I don't know.
Is it, do we call her him now?
We call her Post.
Got it.
You know who would be great right now would be Joe Beretta, but he's not with us today.
Nope,
he'll be back next week.
Oh shit, I forgot.
It's okay, we all did.
That feels like
I literally forgot he was not here.
Oh, you were expecting him.
Yeah, it's not that I was saying. I wasn't saying I forgot to say that he's not here.
I think we just got to unlock the door. I think he's outside.
Oh, Joe, you can come in.
He's been pooping for a while. But yeah, Rick Rubin had who produced all these great things. If you don't know who he is, look at him. He was great. What'd you say?
I said name drop.
Name drop again. And but he was explaining like rap music in a way that I thought was really cool, because the way he explained it was basically rap music is sort of like how much music can you get into the simplest structure, and so like it boils down to like basically a beat, and all you need is a beat, and then on top of that, by rap's nature, you can fit so much more in than you could maybe in like a rock song where you have 2 lines per verse or something, per verse, and so I don't know. It's an interesting.
No, it is an interesting argument,
and it's also
and I'm not even
favorite
trying
versus
to harp.
best.
No, I'm not trying to harp on anything, because I actually, again, there's a place in my heart for all of it. Honestly, like I'm the only person that I know that doesn't have a genre music
except
that
for country
like.
music. Jesus
no, I
Christ.
love it. I love it.
Some country music I love.
Dude, I grew up on country music. Those 3-part harmonies, that's some scripture. That's some gospel stuff right there that I grew up with. That like harkens against everything in my little soul. But
It's very romantic genre.
It's very romantic genre.
Nice.
I don't mind it at all. I actually like Rascal Flatts, Alison Krauss. That's one where there's an Alison Krauss album that I used to listen to all the time, and it's Alison Krauss and Union Station.
I think they're called Alice in Chains.
It's Alice in Chains. No, Alison Krauss and Union Station, and it was because it was live music.
Is that
she
in New
plays
York?
the fiddle. No, it's a band called Union Station.
got it.
Just listen. Just listen.
Try my best.
No, but
I'm just incredibly
they're
bored
incredible.
right now.
They're like, you brought it up. This is your topic that you feigned.
I know.
The moment it became defending country music, you're like, I don't,
I
wanna
don't
hear it.
like
I've
it.
made up my
I'm out.
mind.
No, there's a really great album, and they're live, and they're so pitch perfect on like steel guitar, on fiddle, on everything that you're like, yeah, this is amazing.
Well,
Those are some of
sure.
the
You
best
would love
musicians,
it.
yeah.
You would really love. It's one of those
Chris
things where it's
Stapleton. Chris Stapleton's amazing. She's looking him up.
it's musicianship.
I mean, we
no
can
matter
move
what.
on from the country talk, but,
just-
I will
it's
say
not-
the thing about electronic music is that like, and to speak more to like kind of the whole thing about like is one better than the other or whatever, and it's like again, I'm kind of on the
It's-
same page
I'm
with
on-
you.
yeah.
Like sometimes when you get the real music elitist out of me, I'll be like, "Fuck electronic music, drum machines ain't got no soul."
Yeah.
But one of the things is. Personally, like I'm really not that good at playing the guitar, and so what I'll do is I'll just like bury the guitar track with like electronic drums and synth and like 4-part harmony and things like that, and then the guitar ends up kind of disappearing a little bit as a rhythm in there, which is purposeful because I feel like I'm not that great at it. So like I hide a lot of my organic instrument playing with like the electronic stuff, and that's like really how I've made all of my music. Since I've made
but
music.
also, there's still that thing in there, and some would argue that like
I'm just saying I have an appreciation for it one way or the other. I just personally prefer to experience live
real-
music
yeah.
played with like instruments and
Well,
and
and there's,
all
I
that
mean,
kind of
there's the
stuff.
people where they take the electronic and they put it in and they, mix it with it, like Radiohead concert. Every Radiohead concert I've been to,
Yeah.
I've been honestly very moved. And a lot of theirs is electronic sounds or like is manipulated real instruments.
Yeah,
or
there was
is-
this Radiohead performance on like Saturday Night Live or something, and there's like this giant like wooden
Oh, it's like a
fucking
yes. Yeah.
thing that had like it was like one of those like 1950s like the lady would pick up the phone and go like yes, I'll switch it to the guy on the fourth floor, and she just pulls the like audio thing out and plugs it into another hole.
Well,
and
then-
there was this guy just like pulling fucking cables out of holes and
There's
plugging
one,
them
I
into
remember
another
watching
thing.
them do, those things that you touch and it makes like electric. I mean, it's a freaking Tesla coil. I remember them watching them use a Tesla coil live to produce sound for
Yeah.
this song, and it was like
Muse does that too. Muse does
unreal.
that live.
Yeah. I
There's
mean-
like a guitar they have that has like a pad that like you just wave.
Yeah, it's like a custom thing that he made.
Yeah.
And he takes his finger and like does all the little work.
Yeah,
and
it's
stuff.
super rad.
Really cool.
I really love that kind of stuff.
A lot
I
of
just
people
think-
have an elitist opinion on
Oh,
Muse,
they do.
which I
Oh, on
get. They're
Muse?
pretty. They can be a little over the top and
love
silly,
them.
but I
Grow
love
up.
them. Yeah,
I
that's
love them.
so
Grow
fun.
up.
I used to feel like you fucking Radiohead wannabes, like especially like the
Yeah.
vocals are very Tom York, but I
Very.
think they're great. I think their instrumentation and their guitar sounds are
For me
fantastic.
personally, when I go back to like 70s and stuff like that, I think that's why I keep going towards it, is because I was listening to NPR and this guy was talking about, I don't know his name, but this guy was talking about like the heart of music, how the heart was still in it. Like
I'm just
your time,
visualizing
your effort.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah,
his
with like a
NPR
turtleneck or
character.
oh yeah,
Yes.
that guy.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure.
I'm just gonna assume that's who it is.
It has to be. But it was just like he was talking
What did
about
he say
the heart
about
that was released into it.
Hillary? He's like, I fell asleep, or like like eventually I got out of bed when I found
Yeah.
out Hillary didn't win, or whatever.
I'm a self-hating white male.
A self-hating white male. Yeah,
Sorry, what were you saying, Lee, about this?
I'm
NPR
bored
guy?
of this topic. Who's got a
No,
next
it's
one?
fine.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just like it's about the heart. The guy on NPR was saying it's about the heart that's put into it. It's
Oh,
about
yeah.
like
Yeah,
all
exactly.
the time and effort and like
Yeah.
energy and the heart that's put into
And like brilliance comes in all shapes and sizes.
Oh,
You can go into your room.
absolutely.
I mean, it's like we'll see stuff that we'll work on for a really long time and it won't be great. And then the thing that we do,
In
whether
40
here,
seconds, yeah.
that becomes a thing. And it's like you never know what's going to hit that
sometimes
universe.
you make a Valley Folk intro song with a trumpet
And
and,
you
we
can hear
talk
those
about it for
keys, and it's
85
the
minutes.
best.
Yeah.
You ever
Exactly.
heard a friend of mine used to say you can how you can like they say you can roll a turd into or like what's the term, you can't polish a turd or something.
Yeah, you can't polish a turd. Yeah.
There's like I think his term was like
Polishing. Don't
you
try
c-
polishing. a
yeah
turd
like
or
you
something
can't
like that.
polish a turd, but you can roll it in glitter and it'll look nice. It'll like look
funny.
I
yeah.
really like that.
yeah.
That is true. You can't polish a turd, can you?
No.
No.
You'd have to wait a long time.
But
to
it's
be
that whole
petrified.
idea that like you can't make something like shit, like you can't make something out of
Takes
shit,
years.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll it in glitter.
But you can roll it in glitter and it'll
God,
look
Make it
nice.
honestly, though,
distracting.
If I don't have a shirt and really soon that says I'm a glitter turd, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I'm like
with
a
my
glitter
life.
turd.
I'm like a turd
Yeah,
rolled in
rolled in
glitter.
All right,
I feel
guys.
like a drag queen should use that as their.
Oh.
We have some really fun sponsors on this episode. Get ready. We're going to start with one, and then I'm going to go into my topic, and then it's going to be really fun, and we're going to just keep on rolling through, everybody.
Hell yeah, dude. Dude, Elliot. Hell yeah,
That's
dog.
That's three. You got 2 more.
Oh,
Fs.
dude.
Nope,
Hey, Elliot,
One more.
dude, fucking kill it, dude.
Okay, guys,
more.
Yeah,
listen.
dude, go for it.
Here's the deal.
Yeah.
You've heard us talk about this whole brand before, all right? You've probably heard us talk about MeUndies a million times,
You have.
all right? And you might be asking yourself, why are the Valley folk so obsessed with them besides the fact that they're doing sponsors for them? Well, I'll tell you. We actually do genuinely love them, first
Yes.
of all, and it's as simple as this. When I don't.
you dare, not during this one.
No, I was just gonna play like a fun track.
Don't. We got reports, dude.
I was just going to play a fun
We got
music
feedback.
track. Listen, it's a fun
We
music
got yelled
track.
at.
Just listen. It's just like a fun
Is it a
little
loop
track
like
to
that,
play.
or is it gonna?
No, there's no loops. It's just like a fun little music track.
I don't mean to assume or
No, go
put
for
you
it,
in
man.
a position where.
No way, man. I just want to play a nice, fun
Can you
track.
turn it down a little bit?
Oh,
Can
yeah,
you make it
absolutely.
go really low?
Sorry,
I
I'll
feel
put
like
it.
You've heard me talk about me. Okay. All right.
I'm wearing MeUndies right now.
Are you
You
really?
actually
Yeah.
are. Yeah, he is.
You want to
Can
see
show,
it?
Yeah, can
Yeah,
you show
here we
him?
go.
Why don't you give us a little taste? A little nice little peek. Give us a little peek. Ready?
Nska. This is an
Ooh, it's
example
warm.
of improv
It's
EDM.
soft. It's very soft.
Really nice.
It's very
That's
soft.
beautiful.
Got it.
It looks
Yeah.
like funfetti. While you're doing that, guys, here's the deal with MeUndies. I actually get excited to go to my underwear drawer and pick out which MeUndies I want to wear for the day. It's like my own little secret, knowing I'm wearing a fun, crazy print when I go into work. What kind of fun, crazy prints? Well, if you're watching the video version, how about that crazy version?
It looks
fun,
like a little
right?
cake.
They use micromodal fabric, which is a full 3 times softer than regular cotton, and they
is
release
soft.
multiple fun prints each month in matching socks
Oh.
and bralettes. Also, we're getting shirts from them soon because their shirts look amazing, and we're really excited about that. So here's the deal. MeUndies just launched a brand new membership. This is really cool. You can level up your top drawer with new MeUndies each month. Doesn't that sound great? Members gain access to exclusive prints that no one else can get. They get special member pricing on every
true.
product MeUndies makes. That's across the board. And you can switch styles or skip any month you want because they like to work with you. Lee and Joe have been to their headquarters. They're a lovely
Such
group
a
of
We
people.
honestly do love them. We love MeUndies so much.
Yep, it's amazing.
So much so that Steve has contorted his body into this position, which I know isn't comfortable for him. I know he's going to be slightly winded after this.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
No, he looks really
but
good.
look how pretty they look.
He's having fun, and that's the
Hey,
important
babe,
thing.
you're good now. We're good. We're
We're
done.
good. Here's the deal. Here's one thing that I want to tell you guys. You can get 15% off your first pair and free shipping and a 100% satisfaction guarantee just by going to MeUndies.com/Valley. That's MeUndies.com/Valley. Okay, MeUndies.com/Valley. If you do that, it helps support this madness, and it also it gives you underwear, which is cool. So thank you,
Everyone
everybody.
should watch the video version of this if they want to really enjoy it to its full extent.
Yeah.
Because Steve has placed
Was there
butt
a
on me. Okay.
like
Get
a
up.
dog? You know when a dog comes up and puts their
Yes.
butt? It was really cute when they do that.
And they're like, pet?
Here's my subject, guys. It's pretty
Really
exciting.
beautiful. Hold on. Let's wait for this little Chumbawamba to sit down.
First of all, Steve, I love your shirt. The futuristic Taco
Thank you
Bell
so much.
shirt's
It's a
really
Taco Bell.
I told you he'd be winded.
cool. And that brings us to our sponsor, everybody. MeUndies.com/Valley. I'm sick. I've been under the weather for a little bit, and it sucks. And so my question to you guys, before I leave and try not to be sick anymore, what are your favorite sick rituals or sexuals, as I like to call
Oh, I
them?
love sexuals.
I do not do many things.
I'm a homosexual myself.
There's not many things that I do to take care of myself, but I do enjoy a nice hot cup of tea. And when I'm sick, I do the chicken noodle soup thing, and I'm about as stereotypical as you can get.
Science.
No, there's nothing stereotypical. I mean, it's stereotypical.
Cliché,
Most
maybe.
stereotypes are a stereotype because they're pretty established
Yeah.
Yeah.
things.
So what do you do? What's your
Okay, I do the chicken noodle soup. Oh, baby. I do the chicken noodle soup as well, but I make it. Like, I actually will go and
While you're
sick? Yeah, it's kind of nice. It's like a Zen thing.
That's
It's
very
easy
sweet.
to make chicken noodle
It's
soup while
easy.
you're sick. You
But-
just open the can, you pour it
no,
into
babe,
the
I mean-
fucking stove. You pour it onto the stove, and then when it gets hot enough, you just use a straw and you lick it right
Do you use
up.
a pan or no?
No,
Okay,
you
it's
just pour it onto the fire.
Got it. Blurp.
Yeah, and then you get a straw. You let it simmer, and then
No,
you get
I
a
get
straw,
it.
and then you get in there.
Good for you.
I didn't know.
No, I'll do the like rotisserie chicken, bake the bones, and do all that jazz, and I
That's
love
nice.
it. I really love it because
That
it's
sounds
nice, and then
nice.
it's just good in there. And sometimes, and this is if I'm thinking ahead,
You
I'll
bake the
save-
bones?
yeah, you like because you want to get that bone marrow. You want to get that juice of the bone marrow. That's
I
really
see.
good for you. But sometimes, if I think ahead, I'll take half of it and I'll put it in the freezer, and then later on, when like Delman's sick, I'll just take it out of the freezer, pop it in a pot,
And
I've
you'll
got
throw it
fresh-
at his head,
Yeah,
frozen.
Yeah.
That's how he gets better.
He loves it. He loves it. It's his favorite
It's his
sexual.
favorite sexual. No, I do chicken noodle soup, and I know this is so stupid, but I actually am a real big person in that. Like, I know it's stupid, but like all the elderberry, all the thing, I'll try it all. I'll try every one of those homeopathic. I will try all of them.
Yeah,
I was
I've
just at
been getting into
Walgreens
that
and I
stuff.
was like, you know what?
No,
Let's see what happens.
I'm like, let's just do it. Let's try it all.
This is like not even tea. It's like some weird packet that
I
you put
started
in
doing
and fix it.
this last time, and I'm just gonna warn you, it's incredibly disgusting. So just note that.
Oh, I can't wait.
A friend of mine, Patty Guggenheim, I love her forever. That
That's
was
a
a weird
long
throat
name.
goblin. It is a long
Patty
name.
Guggenheim,
Patty
never
Guggenheim.
forever.
Patrick Guggenheim. is her
Patrick
full name.
Guggenheim.
Patty
She
Guggenheim.
would always tell me to eat garlic cloves when I was sick.
Yeah.
And
no, the answer's no.
Okay, look, it does shorten the time of being sick. It's an antifungal. There's like plenty of
Yeah.
like properties that says, but the problem is if you want to get over it really quickly, do it because it'll kill it. If you want friends,
Right. Which
Like-
honestly, that could be just considered two birds, one stone kind of situation.
it really. But
Just
I
Just
remember
don't
I
invite
would,
your
like,
vampire
clear
friends
people out.
over that night
just
either.
throw it
I know,
in.
oh my God,
Also,
can
you
you
can do like
imagine?
honey
Ugh.
and garlic and just like chug it
Yeah,
down.
I'm not gonna do that.
No, but that's a sexual that I'll do that actually does help. And
Girls are way more like, I'm going to take this because I heard that it's going to work, and then I definitely just walk around feeling like crap until it slowly
No,
passes.
because I do feel like it
which is
does
something
help
I-
a little bit, which is psychosomatic, and that's fine. The number one thing that I do
Yes,
as a
it is fine.
sexual, are you ready? This
Yeah.
is it. The number one thing I do. You find yourself a television show. It could be one that you've seen
Let's say Frasier.
Let's say Frasier. Let's say Frasier.
We
or
could say the Dick Van
possibly,
Dyke Show, or
we
even I
could.
Love Lucy.
We
Those
could
are
do
great. I
all
don't
those.
feel good shows.
Even Friends.
Bob's Burgers is one that is a real good one.
Mary
to
Tyler
do.
Moore
Mary
show.
Tyler
Even
Moore.
The Office.
Newhart.
You
Newhart's
start
wonderful. Walking
pretty
Dead.
early in the season, like in
Sure.
the entire series. You start early, and then you just
You barrel through.
barrel through.
Yeah.
Well, you're asleep by episode
The
4.
Office.
That's
the Office
meditative.
is one that I did.
Office
that it
is a
was
very
like,
good one.
oh, I went through 4 seasons during this sickness.
That's a better question is what do you gravitate toward entertainment wise when you're sick? If
Okay, well, I'd like to answer the first one at
I'm
some point.
you're right. And you're right. You're right. You're right. I should have let you answer the first one.
It's okay. I'll just do 2 when you go back around again, and I'll be the last again.
Hey
Steve,
guys, Steve, you gotta get through
I'm
this.
sorry, man. I'm so
bud.
sorry.
He's sick.
I'm sorry. I'm on my
I got
period.
excited to talk about TV.
He's
you know how
sick.
Steve, I'm not feeling well, and I thought maybe for a minute we could talk about TV. And
It's
it,
okay.
you
We
know
can
what
talk
though?
about TV. We've never talked
We
about
did
it
the
on
TV bit.
podcast
We
before.
did the TV bit already anyway. And you're right, we have oversaturated. And I would love to know. Steve, listen to me. Steve, can you make eye contact with me, please?
Buddy.
Steve.
Bring it in.
Can we
Steve?
just compromise and I'll look at your arms?
I'm sorry that I didn't ask about your rituals before moving on to a tangential topic. Can you please tell me what your favorite sexuals are? I would love to know because it might even apply to my current situation, and I would love to know what a friend does to take care of themselves when I myself am not very good at it.
Except for that garlic and honey thing. That was immediately out the window.
I'll just spread out on the couch and just jerk off.
Okay. See,
All
that
right,
didn't
and that's
feel
why we
right.
don't see.
Uh-huh,
Okay,
yep.
and what I was going
All
to
right, what
say
about TV
was
shows,
Parks
huh?
and Rec. All right, we did something of some light value there.
I like the chicken soup thing.
Yeah.
Definitely will not I would call it a waste of time to bake bones. But what I'll do is I'll just
I'm
put
going to tweet that.
I would call it a waste of time to bake bones.
sometimes I'll get a little matzo ball soup or whatever, but I'll tell you what
Yes, matzo's
happens.
great.
Matzo ball is so fucking
So
good,
It's so
man.
good. It's so good.
Yeah, I think I discovered matzo ball soup for myself like maybe 4 years ago.
Yeah,
or
it's
something.
amazing.
And I was like,
My-
holy shit, I will never eat another soup
My
again.
Jewish Delman was the one
Yeah.
that was like, "You're sick. I'm taking you to get matzo ball soup."
Yeah.
I
It's
fell in love.
it's the chicken. For those of you who haven't had it, it's chicken noodle that you get at like Jewish delis, and it's amazing.
It's like
And
a
it comes
chicken
with
noodle
matzo
with a
ball.
big
Ball of
giant
big
bread.
dumpling ball.
Yeah, just a
It's
soaked hot
soaked
ball
hot
of bread.
That at first you're like, what? And then you try it and you're like,
Also, you should
oh,
know
comfort.
this.
It's
This
eating
is actually a
comfort.
very common thing. Like, people are rated, like, in Jewish culture. It's literally, they're like, hey, this is not, they do not have a good matzah. They'll, like, talk about a deli and they'll be like, oh, this is great, this is great. They do not have a good matzo ball soup. And it's like,
I'll tell you, it's
if
too much
don't-
celery in there.
If you don't, it's a real deal.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like, I've heard criticisms
Word
that I would
gets
never
out.
Well, I'll
hear.
pull the goddamn celery out if there's too much, and I'll just eat it. I'll just get the carrots and the chicken in there.
Yeah.
Another thing that I just started doing the past couple of years is I'll drink like a little turmeric, like a little
turmeric, yeah. It's great.
like turmeric spicy like lemon ginger thing
Yeah.
that's like this much liquid in
You
a
should
cup.
do that.
That's nice.
And you just go to Whole Foods or something, and it's like a wellness shot or something. You just fucking chug it, dude.
Ginger helps a lot.
It's
for
like
me when I
ginger
do that,
and
yeah.
like chili powder and like oregano or something, and it's just like you just chug it, and it tastes like goddamn awful.
I wonder if that's Danny Rosenberg at Source
Yeah,
Fed
she
used
would.
Yeah,
to-
she
But
used
she
to
would do
oregano.
oregano oil in
with orange juice. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's definitely better than this.
That
This
was
tastes
one of
like
the
dog
most-
bile straight up.
That day I was sick and she was like, try this. And I was like, it was some kind of weird, like I never felt better taken care of by this little shot of
know.
orange juice. It was such a sweet thing. And I remember being like, wasn't, especially at the time, used to like the homeopathic stuff. And it was
Yeah.
one of my first like forays into it. And like, she was like, it's going to taste really bad.
But you'll feel
And
better.
I did it and it was like fine. It was delicious. And I was like, oh my God, there's a whole like world of people who like when you get sick, they're just like, oh, I know this thing, and you do it. And then you're like, oh, it's nice.
There's another thing that actually has worked for me insanely well. Like I'd say like 90% of the time I am well within 3 days. It's zinc. It's just straight up zinc. Like I get that Zicam
Yep, it does help.
spray stuff. You just spray it into your nose.
Crap, I didn't get it when I
Dude,
was there too. I saw it and I
I'm
was like, I'm so sick of taking
You
that
can
crap,
still
and
take
it does work.
You can take it now,
I
even though
know.
you're deep into it. It's supposed to like it works the best when you feel a cold coming on.
Yeah.
You just spray it, and the zinc just attacks all
Some
those
say
bad
it
germs
can
or
ruin
whatever.
your adenoids though, and
I mean, I just don't-
My
Taste.
adenoids are just fine. Like,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, let's talk about the subtractanoids. Up top, baby. David, one more time.
Oh, that was so painful.
We'll just
to watch.
edit it into a good one on that cut. But dude,
Okay.
definitely get one of those wellness shots. Like, just
Yeah.
go straight to Whole Foods after this. Get a wellness shot. I'm telling you, baby, it's gonna
Yeah.
taste like goddamn trash. It's gonna hurt your throat and be gross. Chase it with some water or something
maybe
sweet.
I go. What about
Okay.
Jamba Juice? If I just go to Jamba,
No,
Probably
it's
not.
all sugar
That's
filled.
just
It's
sugar
all
stuff.
whatever. They do it all weird. Go to Whole
Unless
Foods.
you get like a juice, like a carrot juice or something,
No.
or like one of those vegetable ones.
the cold pressed juices thing is. I used to do like the juice
There's
thing. I was
pressed
so nice.
juices right along there. You're good.
Anyway, so
Or you
all
can
that
just
to
press
say,
a fucking watermelon down into a cup and drink it. That's the pressed fruit for me, baby.
Hell yeah.
apologies for my low energy in this podcast.
Oh, you're fine.
guys
Lee,
and
what's your
folks.
topic?
And Lee, what do you got?
Oh, do I go into my topic or do we announce the
Oh,
fact
oh.
that we have another
Jesus Christ, we got some more sponsors?
We
Just
But this
kidding,
one
it's
actually,
fine.
look, I am truly in love with this one. Second time I've said truly. Just kidding.
That was the third if
Honey.
you count that.
Oh, this is good. Honey, who
Now
we
we know.
all
We're welcome.
actually do know Honey. We know Honey and we love Honey. When you shop online, do you suddenly become a tab hoarder, loading dozens and dozens
Hoarder.
of new tabs on your browser in search of a promo code, just one
Yeah.
that works, afraid to close any of them for fear of missing out on what an ad or a beautiful treasure for fear of missing out? Well, that's why Honey can help you. They will save you money when you shop online. Okay, you've used this before.
Oh, I've used it. I got
Many a
something to add to
times.
this copy when you're done. I got.
In two
I'm gonna
clips,
explain
You
this.
got a thing or two to say?
Yeah.
In 2 clicks, you add Honey to any browser for free, then shop like you normally do, and Honey scans and tests millions of coupons in the background. At checkout, Honey will automatically apply the best coupon. It's true. I was recently on
She's
a
not
thing,
wrong.
and it literally had 4 different things that it would scan through, and it
She's not
found me
wrong.
25% off.
25% off.
It literally
So
was
try
like
that.
saving you money. It's got this cute little guy, and he like dances for you. He's like, I saved you money.
Yeah, he's a cute little guy.
It's really cute. At checkout again, Honey will automatically apply the best coupons. Time Magazine called Honey the basically free money.
Kate, can you believe that?
Free money.
Hey, Kate,
Kate can't
Jesus
believe it.
Christ, do you believe it or
Do you
what?
believe it or what? Kate?
Kate, what's the deal? You
Over
believe it?
9 million people use Honey every
9
single
million.
day.
Yeah, we need to get her a
And
comfier
together,
chair.
we have
I'm so
to.
sorry,
No,
Kate.
she's fine in that. She's fine.
No,
She's doing great.
Is that comfy?
She
It
knows
can't
where
be.
other
It's-
chairs
it's
are.
not going to be comfortable.
She knows where chairs are. She's fine. Listen.
Is that
listen,
phone still
focus.
plugged in over there? Is that phone still plugged in over there? Okay, good.
Focus.
Sorry, go ahead.
Listen, okay? Look, there is many examples that I've used Honey. And honestly, since we started, it saved me tons of money. I love it. Okay, there's no reason to not add Honey to your browser today. It's free. It takes just 2 clicks to install, and it'll save you tons of money. Get Honey for free and join honey.com/the Valleycast. Again,
The Valleycast.
join honey.com/ it's actually honey.com/Valleycast.
Okay, the Valleycast.
Okay.
Valleycast.
2 words. Do it. Other words.
What?
joinhoney.com/Valleycast.
Valleycast.
You got it. Honey.com/Valleycast.
So it's honey.com/Valleycast, and it's meundies.com/Valley. So our listeners are paying no.
Very good.
Listen,
attention. Again, it saves you
here's
tons
the thing
of money.
about Honey.
There's no reason not to do it.
I don't do the whole searching for promo codes because I value my time.
Yeah.
And it's too much work, and this is no work, and it's saved me hundreds of dollars. So give it a go. If you're lazy, it's also a very good plugin. And
Yeah.
and by the way, the 2-click thing, not lying. Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Good. Thank you very much. Honey, we love you. I love you, honey.
All right,
I
Lee,
love
what's your
that.
topic, sweetheart?
Oh, baby, do I have it, and I just lost it in my mind.
Oh, okay.
Okay, no, I didn't. One, I want to do a little bit
Okay,
of
great. We can end
I
it.
want to do a little housekeeping because we didn't do housekeeping before.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't actually do a housekeeping before.
I'm
which is okay.
not. I have
Just
no.
a lot
I
was
have
going
nothing
on.
to add
A
about
lot
it. I
was
mean, I
going
really
on.
don't have anything to
A
add
lot
about
going
this.
on. We can't.
My
be
housekeeping is.
If I couldn't be bothered to really say anything about
Got
this.
it.
We had a
Okay,
lot
great.
going on, and I don't know what happened. The listeners know. I don't know.
It's okay. It's
I mean, it's
all
really
right.
just one of those
It's
things where,
actually
like,
my
it's
own
just.
personal housekeeping. So you guys don't need to be involved in this in any way, shape, or form.
I'm
So
excited.
thank
I'm
Well, do you
excited
come to
to
the
hear.
valley? Because I'd love to have someone clean up some of my stuff.
Guys, this is the saddest.
No, it's
This
fine.
is the third high five that's happened in this podcast, and it's awful. All of them have been just sad.
And if you become a patron, you can see us do it. And it's worth it, baby.
Worth it, baby.
I put my butt on lean. That was a good moment, I think.
It was a really good moment.
It'll come out in the edit. I'm
My
sure.
personal housekeeping is last week I talked about PCOS and having it, and I got a lot of really positive response from people being like, thank you for sharing that, because not many people share those personal things, and to me it's one of those, like, I've shared all of the personal things, not all of the personal things, but I've shared a lot of personal things for me. Health is the one that I always feel like it should be talked about more, like health and, like, you know, like weight issues and all these different things. I feel like we should probably talk about more openly. My heart problem is one that I feel like we should talk about more openly, just because you're a horrible person and you're gonna burn in hell someday.
I'm sorry.
No,
If there was a hell, I probably would.
that's so sweet.
Thank you, Lee.
It's just at the top of the podcast. We didn't think to do housekeeping. And
No,
I
it's
guess
fine.
Well, this
probably
isn't
sad.
about.
It's
This isn't
literally
podcast
about-
housekeeping.
All
It's
right,
Lee
it's
housekeeping.
Right, it's Lee housekeeping.
There we go. Oh my God, you're gonna have to give context to that.
I don't know what you're talking. I actually don't know what you're talking about.
Steve found
All
a
right.
video where it's just all of the Michael Jackson grunts and groans.
Well, actually,
Compiled
Owen
forever.
found it and he sent it to me. Shout out to Owen.
Shout out to Owen Carter.
My day one.
Okay, so
Steve's
PCOS.
gonna mute that. Oh my God. So I'm gonna start an all-female podcast if you guys wanna figure out.
Let's
when
listen
you
to.
wanna
I'm
come
sorry,
over
Lee.
and
Yeah,
do
let's
it.
listen to what Lee
Let's-
has.
Anyways, it was really nice to have a bunch of people be like, hey, thanks for being candid and open about something like that, because it is something extremely personal and real that I talked about. And so it's
Why are
nice
you
when you
looking at
talk
me
about
like that?
something really personal
Lee, why are you looking
and
at Steve
real,
like that?
and
Your
and
tone
get
has slightly
people
changed.
to be responsive and very kind about it. That's nice.
Your cadence kind of
when
went
that
down a little
happens.
bit, Lee. What's going
Is
on?
that
Is there a
real?
reason for that?
It's like a respect thing that's really nice that happens
Interesting
sometimes.
word choice. Is there a reason?
Yeah, Aretha.
I'm feeling really attacked right now.
You are.
I just like to say.
You are.
I'm not gonna hide it. I'm feeling attacked.
Good. Well, okay, got it. No, it was just nice. It was really sweet. A bunch of people said, because apparently, I know it's one of those things that actually does affect 1 in 5 women. I've heard that. But by the response that I got from it, it really does affect 1 in 5 women. It's a disruptive
Remind me what
thing.
it is.
Polycystic ovarian syndrome. Basically,
Oh, right,
it's not
right,
just
right.
like cysts on your ovaries. It can have infertility issues. It can have, like, it's a real big reason why people have weight problems, because
Yeah.
like literally it adds weight. It just does. It's like you have an over amount of progesterone or estrogen.
One
and
of
it's
those
just like
things,
it's one of
yeah.
those struggles that, like, women go through constantly, and it's not really talked about that often, but it really is. 1 in 5 women suffer from it nowadays, and it can be debilitating. You can have debilitating pain. It's a real issue, and it's been in my life since I was 13.
I was
and
gonna.
it's
I didn't
horrible.
want to ask. I was curious. Okay, cool.
But it's one
Not
of
cool,
those
but-
things that it's just, it literally once a month you're crippled. You're just crippled, and it's awful, and also then there's other extreme health issues that go along with it. So it was just nice to, like, actually hear so many people were like, I do too, and thank you for talking about it, and oh my God, like, you too. It was a really beautiful, like, womanhood thing that happened.
That's
and that was
beautiful.
really nice. So thank you for everyone that was really kind when they reached out. And then my topic is, I watched Who Framed Roger Rabbit over the
Hell
last
yeah.
week.
Hell yeah, let's talk about it.
And it was I don't know if you guys do this, But whenever I see an old movie that I've seen 900 times, now I go to the IMDb trivia section, or I go to like those things because I want to learn more about it that I didn't know about it. Because
Experience,
it's, it's a new thing, and you go like, oh my god, I didn't know that it cost like $70 kajillion. It was like the most expensive movie ever made for its time.
Oh, really?
Yes, I did not know that. There was another trivia thing that I learned. I told Steve this, bumping the lamp.
Yeah,
you remember that?
which I had never heard
It's
of,
an industry term now, and I'd heard it on set a couple times and I just kind of disregarded it. But bumping the lamp came out of that movie because when Eddie Valiant bumps his head, he's handcuffed to Roger
in the cellar,
and in the cellar, and he bumps his head on the lamp multiple times as like a bit. But the artists had to redraw Roger multiple times, getting darker and lighter and darker and lighter because of the light, and they call it bumping the lamp because they realized no one would probably notice whether or not Roger got darker and lighter, but it's like such an attention to specific detail.
Is that what bumping the lamp means?
That's what bumping the lamp means.
Cool.
So it's like if you're on set and you see a pile of newspapers and the newspapers actually pertain to the thing that you're doing, you're like, oh my gosh, you made newspapers for this?
Right.
Like that's a specific detail that is kind of technically
Prop
bumping the
departments don't
lamp.
get enough credit. They're so
they
cool.
don't.
I was like,
Or animators, obviously, since that's the...
I'd say it was like maybe like 7 or 8 years old, and I bumped the lamp, and my mom beat the fuck out of me because it was her favorite lamp. So
Yeah, that movie is amazing. I one
really
time
is.
was on set. It was in Florida, and it was on set at this elementary school, and there was crew there, director. The director, before we went on, was sort of like talking to me, getting to know me or whatever, and we were talking about this new company called Netflix that he had like bought stock in, and he was super excited about. And it was
is
like,
this a bit or is
I
this
really
real?
hope it's not.
this he was like saying that this company like sends you DVDs and you put it back in the mail. And he was like, I don't know if anything's gonna happen, but I'm really excited for him, and I think it's gonna go well. And I was like, well, what's going on with this guy? Was a guy named Chris Coach, I think, and he directed the movie Snow Day. And so anyway, we go in to film, and it's in a classroom setting. It's a famous commercial called Dance Elliott Dance, and I started dancing, but at some point one of the crew members took the trash can that was in the shot and moved it to the other side of the front of the classroom. And so what they got very frustrated, and they started saying, the set is hot. The set is hot, guys. Please don't move the trash can. The set is hot, and which is to say that it's gonna look how it looks.
Yes.
And so basically, if you watch the Because We Can Nickelodeon commercial, you can see as I'm dancing, because it is, again, Dance Elliott Dance, they misspelled my name, you can see the trash can magically move from side to side. You could make the case that the Nickelodeon commercial I did not bump any lamps that day.
Interesting. I that
Did
kind
move
of
a trash can.
I was an extra in the movie Art School Confidential, which was a movie that Terry Zwigoff did, and it was like right after Ghost World, so it was like kind of exciting that he was making a new movie, and they were looking for kind of like nerdy people, so I got cast as a featured extra, or at least maybe it wasn't a feature. I think featured extras have lines, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was just like I was sitting
prominent on the screen.
So I got this moment where I'm sitting behind the main characters while they're having like food in the cafeteria, and so I'm like, I just had like a drawing book and I was just like drawing in it, and I had like food here and stuff like that, and then so I'm like in the shot, and you can see me back there and in that scene, and the whole day they kept saying stuff like check the gate and like
cut print, check the gate,
sticks and things like that, and I was like, I have no idea what any of that means, and I was just like a pretty like young nerdy kid. I mean, I like movies, but I'd never heard these terms before, and when I got home, my mom beat the shit out of me.
I was wondering where it's going.
I really love that.
I do have those embarrassing things. I remember being in the background, and they were like, "Hey, if you're gonna be in the background,
they
like, you have to eat." Like they had the spaghetti, and it was dry. It was dry spaghetti, and they're like, "Hey, you have to eat because it looks so weird if you don't." And I remember eating, but there was no water, no anything, and I remember choking almost to death. In the scene,
that's really
and just
good.
like as the like it's no sound, everyone's like just talking and being like, "Oh, but," and I'm like. And I remember the director going, "Cut, are you okay?" Because I was choking so hard in the
really
background
funny.
trying to nod. So somewhere in some shitty
And if you
commercial,
pause
you can
Wolf
see
of
me.
Wall Street, oh, okay.
Also, wait, I have to say this one because this is going to be my prompt for everyone else. I also read that Robert Zemeckis wanted Bill Murray for the role of Eddie Valiant. and it was when Bill Murray like had only an answering machine, and they were like, we wanted Bill Murray, but he never got the message or something, so he just moved on. And apparently Bill Murray read it in a newspaper when he read the article that came out in, and he like screamed out loud.
Because he
was
wanted,
like,
he would have
"No!"
taken that role.
Mhm.
And he would have been great at it.
I-
I'm
He
so
would've been.
glad it's Bob Hoskins
See,
because it's
we've
in
all
my
said
DNA.
this. I've
but
said this
yeah.
to them, so this is why I'm bringing it up, because
And
they know this story. But
Yeah.
my prompt is going to be, like, what is one thing that you would have like screamed out loud if they were like, yeah, we wanted Elliot Morgan, but he didn't get back to us. Like, what's one movie in the last like 5 years or so that you would have been like, what? No, because I told Steve, was like, well, I'm
would've
glad it's Bob
scuzzed out.
Hoskins, but then I said, well, like, Steve, what if they would have been like, hey, we wanted you to host this Muppet thing, but we just couldn't get a hold of you, and he's
Yeah.
like, oh, I would have died.
If there
Honestly-
if there was any Muppet opportunity I missed, I think I would just like, I'd be like, I quit.
Yeah.
I'm going to like Montana and I'm going to live there now.
Muppet would be a big one for me. It would be some kind of like really high quality art bull
Oh,
crap
you
where
would.
like
You'd
I
be
want
like Ex Machina.
I would
They'd be
want
like,
like
oh, I wanted to be.
or just like the movie, and I don't think this is like one of the best movies. Remember that movie, The Drummer Kid? Whiplash.
It's
You
actually
know,
called
little
The
drummer kid.
That was the
Yeah.
working title.
Working
too.
title, The
Drummer
Drummer
Kid. That's what
Yeah.
the sign said when they to hide the fact that it
Drummer
was.
Kid.
Um,
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be
Not quite my
like
tempo.
some kind of like movie where you're able to like actually
Immerse
get
yourself.
yeah, like really get
like a Paul Dano, like you
yeah.
want to
a Paul, yeah, exactly. Get the Paul Dano kind of
career. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. Mine would definitely be Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
You seen like the new one that's coming out?
I want to be
Yeah, kick the
Elizabeth
hornet's nest or
Salander, and
something.
I
Yeah.
will be willing to pierce all
I
of my body for
I
it.
can't even imagine you now in that role.
Like, think
I'm
of
a
me, like,
hacker.
Me, like,
because that would be like a weird, like everyone would be like, it's the shittiest Swedish accent we've ever heard. I'd be like, I'm going to hack them for a long time for hacking, and I would like to hack them on Elizabeth Salander.
There's just like you're in the sex
She's
scene
just
with
doing
them.
a Bjork with Daniel Craig.
I would
And
love it.
imagine
So.
you just literally being like,
wow.
That would be a good SNL sketch
This is
or
pretty
something.
Yeah.
good, huh?
Is there a way to, like green screen you into that?
Wow.
Can you
I know,
green
I
screen
would
something?
love it.
Hey, you're pretty cute.
Well, Lee, thanks for your topic and everyone else too. Guys, this is a great podcast.
oh, we
Guys,
lost
we're
him.
low energy, and that
I
happens sometimes.
apologize.
Thanks for listening.
Well, I don't think we were
Oh,
low
I think we're
energy.
fine.
I definitely am. I'm
I think-
projecting it
no,
onto
you're
you
good.
guys.
No. I mean, maybe it was low energy. I don't know, but even if it was,
Sick.
I'm just saying.
He's sick.
go home, man. Go home. But first,
Thank
get
you,
that shot.
everyone.
Get that shot from Whole
Yeah,
Foods.
you
Get
do
that.
have to
Get
do
that
that.
I'm
wellness
gonna.
shot.
I might do that. I might do that.
I think you should
Also, when you go home, you should watch the entire
get
series
the goddamn
of,
shot.
What'd you say, Lou?
When you go home, you should watch the entire series of Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Or you can get started on Legion if you haven't watched that yet.
And
That's a great
imagine,
show.
oh,
Legion?
it's good.
So good.
It's
Cool.
really good.
Yeah,
yes,
it's very good.
Do that.
It's very good. I'm also
Agreed.
told Baskets is very good. Alana keeps getting me to watch
How
it.
do you
and I
not watch
watched it yet.
Baskets? I love
know.
Baskets.
You should talk to Alana
Dude, it's
about it. She
so
loves
up your
it.
alley. That's
Yeah.
nothing's been more up.
She's
Steve's
been trying to
alley.
get me to watch it.
I miss Barry. I miss
Barry's,
Oh, yeah,
dude.
I
It's
love
coming
Barry.
back though.
Oh, it has to.
I cannot wait.
Guys, thank you so much for listening to the Valleycast. Thank you for always continuously listening to us and supporting us. And if you want to support us, you can go over to patreon.com/thevalleyfolk.
That'd be great.
And you can become a patron. You can
'Cause we're-
see everything. You can see Steve's butt placed on my body. You can. I don't know if we have copyright for that. Actually, we might get tagged. We
Oh,
might
these
get
are
tagged.
just little sounds.
Also,
we own Michael Jackson's grunts.
thank you to anybody who listened and heard that the Patreon glitch affected us because we've
Yeah.
mostly
Yes.
recovered from that, and it is definitely we're very grateful for you for doing that because a
All
lot
of
of people had to like call their banks, and so thank you. That's very sweet
Yes,
of you.
we never want you to do any extra work to get the cool, awesome content that we have for Patreon subscribers, but we thank you for doing
Yeah,
that.
we are
as I was
grateful
saying.
beyond
That's very
grateful.
awesome.
What was that, Steve? It sounded like at
I
the
was
end you had a
clearing
little.
my no, I was just clearing my throat.
Okay,
That's
do you
all.
have
okay.
Are you
Just
sure?
for a second.
Yeah.
Do you have any more to say?
No,
It's cutting off really. It's like your throat has like a.
I know, it's
thing in it.
weird.
Yeah.
I just had something caught in my throat. I was scared. Guys, thank you so much
Thanks,
for listening,
everybody.
and we'll catch you next time on the Valleycast. And of course, Joe Barretto will probably be back. And God, it's been a while since it's been all four of us. Huh?
I know we've been
I
busy,
miss it.
I know it's real. It's you know me too.
busy and also sick in life.
Yeah,
I don't
life
think we need
life
doing
happens.
excuses, guys.
I know.
We're
I
here
felt
for
myself
you.
doing it. I did
You doing
feel
it's okay.
it was an
Hey, you're
excuse-driven
tired, you're
thing.
sick. You
Yeah.
gotta go home.
It's
you gotta
okay,
watch
man.
Legion.
Yeah, you're
Overly
hey,
apologetic,
Elliot,
I
you're
think.
gonna get better,
Oh,
and you're
don't
gonna
shout.
feel good,
Don't shout.
and then you're gonna come back to the office, and you're gonna be better than ever.
Oh man, that was the third one, and it was just as bad as all the other ones.
Ratchet two boys down on the beach.
You guys should know that whenever there's an awkward silence, it's them trying to high five.
Yeah, mammy. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.